Now that we've all been editing on Final Cut Pro 12 for a month, there's one feature that I've been reaching for more often than I thought I would. I know that we've all been so excited about beat detection, and I love beat detection, but the feature that's come in handy for me more frequently is actually the transcript search, particularly when it's set to includes. Transcript search was billed as a way to quickly find sections from very long interviews using keyword searches, and that is still a great use case for it. But in reality, the way I've been using it for the past month is to fix mistakes when I'm editing someone else's interview and they misspeak, or my own mess ups here on this channel. Let me show you what I mean. So you're looking at the timeline for the Final Cut Pro beginner tutorial I recently posted on this channel, and I dropped a marker right here at this problem in my timeline. Have a listen. Part of that clip, I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that. Let's go back to this clip in our timeline, and when I select it, you'll notice. So what do you notice? I say timeline, but what I really clearly meant was browser. And this is something that happens to me all the time, right? I'm making these tutorials, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, and I often misspeak. And my options in the past to fix that were either to go back and re-record the audio, or to try to go through all of my raw media and find myself saying that exact word or phrase with the proper inflection. I'm sure you can imagine how time-consuming that has been for me, but no longer with the new transcript search feature. This workflow starts in the browser where I'm selected on the event that has the raw media in it. I'll just go up to the search bar and narrow my search to transcript search and includes, because I want to hear every instance of that exact word browser. So I just type in browser into the field, and now it's pulled up every instance where I say the word browser, even if it's multiple times in a single clip. And so I can just go through all of these very short clips and listen to the way I say the word browser until I land on one that has the proper inflection for the word I'm trying to replace in my timeline. Now, in just a second, I'm going to show you my tricks for surgically placing the singular word perfectly into my timeline so it sounds absolutely seamless. But before we get to that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, MotionVFX. MotionVFX is the premier creator of templates and tools for Final Cut Pro editors like you and me. And their design studio system contains thousands and thousands of motion design elements to elevate your projects. Like this social media reel I assembled using their collection M Reels 2. It's a very high-end looking set of titles, overlays, transitions, and more, designed with vertical videos in mind. And the way you access these is so cool. Once you download it, you'll get this puzzle piece icon at the top left of your UI. Just click on this and navigate to M Extension to open up this new window. This is the MotionVFX version of your browser window. So I'm just going to navigate to M Collections and search for M Reels 2. And my search results will include everything in that collection, whether it's an effect, a title, a transition, or more, all in one place. I wish the Final Cut browser was more like this, to be honest. And what I like to do is drag this browser down to the bottom right of my UI where my effects and transitions browser would normally be. And that way I can still access all of my video clips, but have access to all of these templates no matter what kind of content they are. And what I love about Design Studio is once I've selected the element that I love, I can just grab this icon and drag it and drop it into my timeline. Everything looks so great and polished right out the box, but for any modifications, they all come with these very nice on-screen controls, and of course, tons and tons of settings in the inspector, so you can get as custom as you like. M Reels 2 comes with so much content. Look at this, 20 attention-grabbing titles, definitely designed to stop the scroll when you post your videos to social. And not just titles, but lots of other overlays and other fun stuff as well. Some of them are really simple, like this little accent graphic, and others are more complex, like this transition, which utilizes drop zones. Design Studio includes so many different styles of templates. You'll definitely find the perfect element for any project. M Reels 2 is just one of the many collections included in MotionVFX's Design Studio. If you want to see what else is in there, they do offer a free trial. I will link to it down in the description. Back to the tutorial. Remember, I'm going to show you how to surgically place this one singular word into my bigger timeline. So back in our browser, I've selected the exact clip I want to use. I'm going to switch to list view, and then I'm going to find that word browser, and as best I can, I'm going to isolate it from the rest of my clip. And here's what I'm going to do next. I've got my audio lanes open here. I'm going to hide those because I like everything to be nice and tight and easy to see when I'm doing this process. I'm going to close my index and zoom in on this section of the timeline. And let me play back and listen to this again. To this clip in our timeline. And So I can see the word timeline starts right here at the beginning of this waveform. I'm going to hit B to enable my blade tool, and I'm going to split that clip right before the word timeline, and I'm going to hit A to go back to my select tool, select the clip, and hit V to disable it. Then up from my browser, I'm going to grab this selection where I say the word browser, and I'm just going to try to eyeball where I think it'll fit. And in my audio inspector, I'm going to disable the channels I don't need. And then I'm going to check the volume of the previous clip and make the volume match on my inserted clip so I can really get a good understanding of how this is going to sound. So let me just play it back and listen. In our browser, and let me zoom in a little more. Now looking at this waveform, I can see I start saying the word browser right at this waveform, but if I trim this clip by one frame is too much. Not to worry, you can actually trim your audio in subframes. So to do that, I'm going to right click on this clip and select expand audio. And now you can see that my clip has kind of been split in two. They don't move around independently from each other, but it allows me to grab the end of just the audio and trim in subframes. Look at that. Browser, in our browser, and so that sounds pretty good to me on the front end. However, on the back end, everything is obviously too tight. So what I would do from here is select the original clip we don't need anymore. And on my keyboard, I'm going to hit Shift and Delete to make that a gap clip. And then I'm going to extend that gap clip to leave a little bit of breathing room between this soundbite and this soundbite. And real quick, I'm going to close this gap in my connected clips, and then I'm going to trim my video clip to be the width of my gap clip, right click on it and select overwrite to primary storyline. And so what that did was bring up this clip to my primary storyline, but maintain the trimming I did to the audio portion of the clip. So from here, what I like to do is loop the playback on this one section of my timeline, but I like to do it with my eyes closed so I'm not distracted by any cuts I see in my timeline or whatever's happening in the viewer. So to loop just a couple seconds of your timeline, you're going to cue up your playhead right to the edit point that we just worked on, and then you're going to hit the shortcut Shift and question mark, and then your playhead's going to jump back some and then play through your edits. Let's go back to this clip in our browser, and when I select it, you'll notice. Let's go back to this clip in our browser, and when I select it, and if yours isn't repeating play over and over again like that, you're going to want to hit Command and L on your keyboard to loop playback. Now, I've also found this to be a great workflow when I'm editing interviews and the interviewee speaks in pronouns, not proper names, and I really need them to say the name of the person or the organization we're talking about. This workflow has been excellent in that capacity, but I also want to say that with great power comes great responsibility, and I'm not teaching you this technique to make people say things they did not intend to say, okay? So as long as you stay in those parameters, I think this is a great use case for transcript search. So for me, transcript search has been the big winner of Final Cut Pro 12, but I would love to know which of the new features have you been reaching for the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you missed what's new in Final Cut Pro 12, I'll drop a video about it right here. Thank you to MotionVFX. Don't forget to check out Design Studio, linked down in the description. I'll see you guys again.